Hey, Divine Family. So I know you guys noticed the setup is different. I'm traveling for work this week, so forgive any funky lighting or just the setup overall. Hopefully, you guys can see it clear. I've tested it out a few times, so we'll just roll with it. But I want to thank all of my new subscribers. There's not very many of you, but of course, as I stated in my earliest video, I'm just starting to now share this gift with the collective on this platform. So I'm so grateful for you guys giving me the chance, just for tuning in and listening. And all of your likes and comments mean so much to me, especially at this stage in what I'm doing. So I just wanted to thank you for that. Um, it is like 3:30 in the morning here where I am, and I literally just it's like I couldn't really get into a deep rest, deep sleep. Um, I felt I needed to really get this out, like now. I'm not even sure what's going to come out. These cards have been shuffled. I don't like the sound of cards like slamming on the table, especially when folks are listening and they have like earbuds. It's really loud, so I promised I wouldn't do that, but they have been shuffled. Um, and so amethyst was just the stone that kept coming to mind as I was meditating on the collective energy. These are both actually amethysts. This one just isn't polished and rolled, but the energy with this stone is so palatable. I've done my research on it. Honestly, at this hour, I can't recall details, so I'll leave that up to you guys to do your homework. And actually, I cover this on a previous video if you want to go look at that. But this in particular, there's such a grounded, strong, but soft vibration um, to this stone. And as I was meditating, I typically choose a stone, like whatever my mind's eye is drawn to as I'm meditating is what I go with to pull in just the overall vibration of the reading or the collective readings. Um, there are major shifts happening now within the collective energy amongst twin flames. I hesitate to say, divine masculine, divine feminine at this point in this reading. I don't have an issue with that normally, but for some reason, I'm drawn to just approach it from a sense of whatever person or divine partner, counterpart that you're here watching this video about. We'll refer to them as divine counterpart because I feel like the energies right now are really interchangeable. I know myself, I oscillate between, masculine and feminine energy quite a bit, especially given my profession, which really requires that I'm like in a total different mode than you guys normally see. So, anyway, with that said, as I said, there's like a soft strength. There's like a balance right now within the collective that isn't really visible to the naked eye. Um, if you are tuned in to the collective energy from a fifth dimensional perspective, you are going to feel what I'm referring to. You're going to feel it. There's a sense of getting over the hump as well, having toiled and fought and just done the healing work. Those that are ready for union have an understanding of what union is, which is why this channel even exists, is for me to really provide that clarity and education around this phenomenon called twin flame, which is real. I don't care what anyone tells you. If you're here listening to me, you ever had a doubt or you've read somewhere, oh, we can have, uh, you know, like five twin flames, but, one soulmate or one soulmate, it doesn't matter. Like, this whole phenomenon is real. Whatever your take on it, it's not really a matter of the label being a thing, but the energy, whatever you want to call it, is my point. It's like the energy of divine connections is very, very real and it's transformative. This goes beyond the concept of a relationship or romantic partnership. We are here as a collective to raise the consciousness of the planet. And also, in terms of our individual missions, there are specific things that all of us are called to do on this earth. And I feel as though this energy is like dual. There's like a balance because there's the love aspect, obviously, um, communication, all the third dimensional aspects that typically present a challenge to us as divine light beings, right? And that's normal because we're in human form. But remember, we are divine. So if you ever come across someone on a channel, like a comment or a reader, um, that just everything is like surrounding how the divine masculine needs to do the work, and you put yourself first and don't accept crumbs. Like, I get all of that, not knocking it at all, but this current energy takes us beyond third dimensional aspects when it comes to this connection. And if you have not caught on to that at this point, I really am not sure how I could really help pull you up to that space. You've got to do the work. Now is the time, and I'm channeling directly from Holy Spirit. I have sat with this for a minute before I even press the record button, and I'm telling you that you must do the work. You must understand what this really is. This is cool. This stuff here, it's like there's nothing wrong with third dimensional aspects when we're talking about a divine connection, because we're living in this material world. So there are things that we have to do in order to really process our experience, right? However, there is a mindset and a state of being that we have to grow into in order for this to work. And why do we want it to work? Because we are responsible for doing our part as a part of the collective and as one half of this divine connection. So I really urge you to dig deep in a spiritual sense. Dig really deep and figure out what it is you're here to do, who you are, whatever that means to you. The focus and the onus is on you to now pull yourself up out of this third dimensional just obsession with the relationship aspect, and what is the divine masculine doing, what is the divine feminine doing. Again, nothing wrong with that, nothing wrong with inquiring, nothing wrong with getting guidance and things like that, but your overall mindset should always be mission, should always be, why am I here? I am here to guide you all as I experience my own journey with my own divine counterpart. I've been through a lot. Things it would be all day if I sat here and told you the things that I've experienced. I will share, however, this just came to mind because it happened literally the day before yesterday. I was meditating, and there's a reason why I'm sharing this, guys. Trust me, we'll get to this, but I'm just really led to share certain things with you before we start. So the day before yesterday, I'm sitting on the couch, lying down actually, meditating, like on my back, just totally chill mode. And I'm not asleep because I had a full night's rest, so I'm not sleeping, but I'm well rested. And as I'm meditating, which the sounds in the background, by the way, are a 528 hertz frequency. Solfeggio sounds are something that I use frequently. I can do a whole other video on that one day to really explain what they are, the different kinds of sounds, for those that are not familiar. But I was listening to 528 as I was meditating, and all of a sudden I was taken up to another place, and I'm talking fully awake but fully conscious that I was not present in this 3D reality. And this is nothing new in terms of like how it happened. Like I've done a lot of astral projection, astral traveling, into the ethers, just meeting my twin on the astral plane, things like that. But this experience just felt so different because I literally, like when I came out of it, I was looking at my body and my hands, like I could still feel him touching my hands. So it was a very tangible, esoteric experience in that I was fully present within my etheric body in whatever realm this was. I don't know if it was 5th, ninth, I couldn't tell you. I just know it was like immediately I was taken up to another place. But it looked like our realm, like Earth. And so I'm in this place and I see my twin and he's literally staring at me, smiling like this creepy smile, but not in a bad way. But he is like laser focused in on my eyes. And as he comes closer, I felt his energy approach me as I was lying down on the couch. It's like I was seeing something but feeling something within my actual physical body, my avatar. Um, and we often do this like in real life in 3D. We'll have whole conversations without saying anything. And he's very conscious of this. And I don't know if you guys ever experienced that, but the telepathy is like increasing within the collective. If you're really tuned in, and if you are truly in a divine partnership or just situation where you have someone like this that I'm describing, you'll notice that your telepathic abilities are picking up or just increasing. My twin flame and I have always had that even before we met in the physical. It's like we talked more on the astral plane than anything else. So anyway, so now, bringing it back to this experience the other day, as I'm watching him, watching me, it's like he's looking at me like, I can't believe you're here. Like I pulled you into this time space reality. And I'm literally looking around, touching clothes that were on the rack because we were in some type of store. And I'm touching stuff and I'm just like, how is this real? Like, what is this? That's how real it was. And all of a sudden he grabs my hand and we're in another dimension. It's like bright, the brightest white you could ever see. And we're walking hand in hand and he's like laser focused. Like I could see that he was present in whatever time, space, reality this was. He felt he was there, even though I was with him. And I stopped at a point because I was, again, not asleep. I was consciously aware of the fact that this wasn't a place that I should be. And so I stopped in my tracks and I'm like, and I look at him and I look up at him and I'm like, none of this is real, right? And he quickly shoots me a look like he snapped out of a trance. And he's like, what? And he starts looking around like, okay, what is this? How do we get here? Like, what is going on? When I tell you that there is a shift, there is a shift. This all is very, very real. No one at this point in your journey should be able to convince you otherwise, if you truly understand what I'm getting at. I said to him, none of this is real, right? And he's like, what? And I said, yeah. I said, babe, we created this. We can keep creating. And when it happens, it'll be like deja vu. This is a whole other dimension, a whole other time, space, reality that we were moving in. And the question I asked Holy Spirit was, well, why? What does this mean to my journey and to the collective energy? What is it indicative of? And I heard ascension, shift. There's a lot of movement happening in the spirit realm. For those that are tuned in that are working towards a healthy spiritual relationship with the divine creator, God, Most High, whatever you call our creator, there's a deep resonance with solidifying that relationship. Do you know what I mean? It's like you can't even be tuned into your partner or your divine counterpart without being tuned into God. And I'm just keeping it all the way 100, all the way real with you all. There is nothing that you could do with this unless you are connected to the source. The source is the creator of this phenomenon. And whether or not it's an experiment, I've heard people say, I love Aluna Ash, by the way. She has such a wealth of information around just collective energy and how this all works on a spiritual level. If you've not ever listened to her, I highly recommend you tune in. It's a lot to take in, so it may take you a few days just to catch up to what's really going on and the things that she's sharing. But she mentioned that, this is an experiment, and it very well could be. I don't have any proof of that. Whether or not it is, I can tell you that There's still a responsibility that we have to function at an optimum level in a spiritual sense in order to bring about this in a healthy way. You know what I mean? So I share all of that to say there is a work to be done. And it's like, as long as Holy Spirit will lead me to say that, I'm going to share that, because at this stage in the game, guys, it's like go time. You know, it's go time. I am so excited and so encouraged by what I am feeling on a collective level. It is beautiful, and it is purposeful, and it is very, very real. Very real. So again, just as you can probably feel and get a sense as I'm talking, I get a sense that you guys are really feeling what I'm saying. Like the vibration of my voice is even carrying this message to you in a very pure way, because my heart is in the right place. I want you to get this. I want you to understand what this really is. Do you know what I mean? Beyond third dimensional aspects. This is why when, I go and I read comments about how, the divine masculine is trash, and, oh, he needs to do this, this, and that. And, all of that is irrelevant. It's so not relevant to your journey. Yes, there are certain things that you must have in place and understand and function in a way that is healthy when you deal with your divine partner. However, again, this is about your journey as an individual, because you are part of the whole. You are a whole in and of yourself. Both of you alone are whole. But you've come because you are him, he is you, or she is you, vice versa, all that. It's always about you. It's always going to be about what you're doing. What are you doing your part? Do you know what I mean? So I cannot drive that home enough. Like, I really want you guys to understand that nothing happens in 3D in a healthy way until spiritually you are healthy. That means all of this obsession over what he's doing on social media, who the divine masculine, divine feminine is dating, what they're doing, what are they. I get it, and I'm here to bring clarity to all of that. But before we even get to that stuff, it's like, if you have an understanding of what this is on a spiritual level, none of that would really rock you. And I'm speaking from experience, speaking as someone that used to really obsess over and just be so hurt over the things that my divine masculine was doing and saying, and just, we've been through the ringer. And it's been quite the journey, but I honestly can say I'm so thankful for that, because as I told one of my best twin friends, as I call them, like, all of this is a piece of a bigger picture. Everything we experience is a piece of the puzzle. And when you're putting together a puzzle and on the front of the box you can see the whole picture, and it's like, wow, I can really build that. You're given a blueprint. This is your life. Everything is a piece of the puzzle. And so it's your responsibility to understand that, my divine partner has their piece. I have my piece. And together, he may be in the corner doing something else, right? And I may be in another space doing something else with another piece, building. But it all eventually comes together to form that one beautiful landscape or picture, which was the whole purpose of starting the puzzle. You see? So, again, get your pieces, worry about your puzzle pieces, and I promise you, it will come together. It will come together, but only if you attend to your own puzzle pieces. Let your divine counterpart deal with their part of this journey. Pray for them, wish them well, send them love, whatever the situation. If you're in contact, not in contact, what are you doing? Holy Spirit is really asking. I can hear it so loud and clear. What is it that you're doing about you? Because as you heal, they heal. As you ascend, they ascend. As you grow, they grow. As you work, they work. They will meet you there. Let them find you busy. Let them find you attending to your own garden and your mission as an individual in this realm. With that said, I'll get into this now, but I just felt led to really kind of dig into that, because things are happening quickly and I don't want anyone to be left behind. So I thank you guys that stuck around for my little rant. I'll be sure to try to put a timestamp in, for where the message or the reading picks up. I don't know what's going to come out today. I feel, though, this beautiful energy. So I'm using the Twin Flame Messages deck from Mystic Moon, Angela of Mystic Moon. She is phenomenal. I always shout her out. I've never met her. I've had a reading from her. I've never talked to her, in person or anything, but she's just a really awesome person, really grounded energy, and just very genuine. I recommend you watch her videos. Just go back and maybe binge watch. But she's helped me a lot in my journey. If she ever watches this, I would be so grateful. But yeah, all I can tell you guys at this point, before I even get whatever spirit wants to give us today, just know that there are such beautiful things happening with your divine counterpart that you may not see in third dimension, in this realm, because it's not meant for you to see, because you need to be seeing you more. Do you know what I mean? So again, these have been shuffled already. Holy Spirit, we just invite you into this space. We just welcome you here. We welcome your divine presence. We thank you for speaking to our hearts and minds, for bringing clarity on this journey, for bringing clarity to our own individual walk with you. We just thank you so much, and we ask for your messages to come through with clarity and precision. We thank you for this divine love. It is like no other. We recognize the sanctity and divinity of this partnership. We send our divine counterparts love now. We just send them love wherever they are, all over the nation, all over the world, wherever they are. We send out the vibration of love right now to our divine counterpart. Whatever the situation, teach us about us, though. We want to learn more about who we are, what we are, so that we can best serve humanity. And we just invite our angels, our guardian angels, our guides, our angels to be present with us here now in this space, and to bring forth messages that would help us to heal and to grow and to ascend. We're so thankful for you, for our team. So thankful. Holy Spirit, what is it that you wish to say to the collective? What is it that you wish to say, Holy Spirit? I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. And guys, I'm not shuffling, by the way. I'm just waiting for Holy Spirit to really guide these cards. I don't like choosing. There's different methods for everything, but I always know when, thank you, Holy Spirit, when it is time to really pull these out, as they come out. So that's what I'm doing here. Holy Spirit, we thank you so much. Thank you so much. That top row is your energy. If you're watching this video, the bottom row be for whomever you're watching for. So your divine counterpart's energy at the bottom. I'm already feeling, I'm already hearing from these cards. I haven't even really touched them yet to read. I'm getting something already, and I'm grateful for that, because Well, I'm hearing that I'm going to give you the raw truth today. Holy Spirit is saying I'm going to give it to you raw and real today. There is some stuff that you, divine feminine, you, divine masculine, whoever is watching, there's some stuff that you, thank you, Holy Spirit, perfect, that you have to get in order. Now, let me just check the camera because I know my setup's different. I want to make sure you guys are actually seeing this as I turn them. Magician and the mirror. Deceit. Angel of balance. The thinking man. Door to personal healing and happiness. Yep. The temple path. What did I say? I mean, you can already see how this is probably going to go if you really listen to the beginning of this reading. And if not, I highly recommend you stop it and rewind it now, because this just confirms exactly what I was saying. So, top row, divine feminine, most likely. I know the majority of you, just to be honest, like, you guys are who watches these things, or I should say we, male or female, right? Because we know divine feminine being the energy of the person. So, but I'm getting that without a doubt, this is your energy. It's funny because as I was pulling, I saw this first before it even came down with the other. This is not about anything your partner's doing behind your back. I know your eye is drawn to that already for obvious reasons. This is all about you. We'll get there though. Magician in the mirror. All about alchemy. Card number 53. I will refer to the book as well, guys. I love doing that. I know a lot of folks don't do that once they get used to their cards. I like that though, even though I've read the description. It really helps to guide me towards any affirmations or points of healing that need to take place. But I'm getting, this is all about alchemy, movement in a spiritual sense. This is all about, again, as I mentioned in the intro, what are you doing to transform your life? What are you doing to really balance yourself? He's got this crystal white light in one hand, this fire in the other. And at the top, there's a symbol. Here, let me hold it up because it might be hard to see. The top of his head, there's an infinity symbol with light in the middle. This is all about divine clarity and balance within self. This is beautiful. This is amazing to me that these came out. Thank you so much, Holy Spirit. What are you doing to ground yourself, to change your situation? You cannot look at the other person for their actions to change the vibration of your connection, because again, you are them, they are you. So to be focused on this other person and not your own path is actually counterproductive. You've got to work your magic literally within yourself. But there has to be a balance. Do you see? There has to be a balance within yourself. Let's take a look at the description for this. I'm really getting balance is what I keep hearing. There's an imbalance within you as an individual, and this is why you're so laser focused on what the other person is doing. That cannot continue. You're going to destroy all of this if not. Magician in the mirror, card number 53. Knowing and using your true power. This card, upright, represents the culmination of your personal and spiritual power at this time. Wow. I have never pulled this card before, and that is amazing. Thank you, Holy Spirit. This confirms so much. Goes on to say here, in the magician's left hand is the flame of passion and action. In his right hand is a vortex of water and the light of reflection. This highly beneficial card is telling you that you are the magician, and within your grasp are the amazing forces of earth and spirit. The water is the energy of yin. The power of spirit and clarity of thought. The flame is the energy of yang, bringing direction and creativity. Together, they give you the magnificent magic of transformation. What did I say? This reading is about to be fire. I'm telling you, this is so powerful. Together, they give you the magnificent magic of transformation. The mirror stands beside the magician, reflecting the outer world's response to your choice to use or dismiss the true power that you have. It's up to you if you really want it, is what it's saying. Let me read that sentence again. The mirror stands beside the magician, reflecting the outer world's response to your choice to use or dismiss the true power that you have. Its silver reflection reveals the future in a mist on the horizon, ready to be magically formed. When you receive the magician upright, you are put on notice that an important and powerful time is at hand. I could scream right now, but I don't want to wake other people up in this hotel. Oh my gosh, this is like, whew. I'm going to read that again because I felt that in my soul, I promise. When you receive the magician upright, you are put on notice that an important and powerful time is at hand. You are the alchemist of your life, and just as an alchemist turns base metals into gold, you are now able to transform your difficulties into great blessings. This is true in every area of your life. Claim your power and embrace your intentions in your heart and in your daily life. Direct your destiny, and the mists of the future will clear into brilliant reality. I don't even at this point, what I almost don't even want to read anything else because this is the culmination of everything I said in the beginning of this video. Please go back and watch it if you've not. At this point, I'm going to tell you, there's no way you can even get through this if you don't hear what I said in the beginning. So go back if you haven't. But for those of you that were tuned in, you see what I'm saying? It's all about what you're doing, because what you're doing literally transforms your union. It's not about what they're doing. You know what I mean? It's like, and ironically, there's a mirror here. If you guys don't get this, I'm telling you, it's not ever going to make sense until you have done the work. And what does doing the work look like? I could tell you what it doesn't look like. It doesn't look like every time your divine counterpart does something that hurts you, you go into an emotional spiral downward and, you're ready to jump off the cliff. I'm telling you this because I've been here, not because I'm looking down on you, but because I'm not there anymore, because I did the work to heal myself. I trusted, I applied faith, I worked it like a muscle. And now God is using me to help you guys understand how it is you can get over this hump. Many of us have gotten over that hump, and I have a feeling that I'm really tuned into this group within the collective that have not gotten over that hump, but you guys are right at the edge. But there's still this attachment to the material world and this third dimensional reality where you again are just laser focused in on what the other person is doing, that you've not attended to your own garden. Spirit is telling you the power literally lies in your hands. It's up to you to choose or dismiss the true power that you have, to ignore the fact that you are an alchemist, you are a creator, created in the image of the creator. And you have the keys, but it's does he even have keys on his chain? I think there's a lot of things going on in this card, but you have the keys to unlock it all. But I feel like you're at the door And you know how you're walking into your home, you got the keys in your hand, and you're about to put it into the lock? You're looking down the hallway at what your divine other is doing instead of putting the key in the door and turning it and walking into your destiny. All you got to do is walk in, which makes sense why this would come out. This has nothing to do with the other person. This is all about everything that you've done to deceive yourself thus far in your journey. And it's interesting. Usually if I get this card in someone's personal reading, this is about someone doing something, you know, underhanded or whatever, I almost don't even want to touch the card. I'll have to like put it down, and I will look at it, but I won't touch it because the energy is just so dark. But as I'm holding it now, it's not that way because this is about you. How are you been lying to yourself? Like, about what it is you need to do? What have you been procrastinating on? What is it? I can tell you for me, I've been procrastinating about working out again, just getting physically fit, aligning my body with my soul. But there's no more time for this energy. Literally, I'm telling you, there's a movement, huge, beautiful, powerful shift taking place in the collective right now. But for those of you that are still stuck in third dimensional dealings, and you're just, you know, you're stuck down here, you're going to be lying to yourself. You're going to continue in this energy until you choose to put it down and do the work. What is he holding in his hands? Look at that. He's got a box of some sort, but there's coins falling out of his hand. He's losing because of this. And he's holding on to that box so tight that he's actually losing. That's incredible. I hope you guys can see this. I've never even looked closely at this card because I literally can never like touch it. But I know this is your energy, person that's watching, because, and listen, I'm not beating you up at all. But like I said, I've been here, so I'm literally speaking as I know it and understand it. I would hold on so tight that you would cause an adverse reaction, like a repelling energy for the person you're dealing with. It's like they can feel this. When you're truly connected to someone and you've got such a tight grasp on them, you're not really winning. You're losing. Look at that, the coins falling out of his hand. He doesn't look well. There's barely any light here. This is sad. Like, I'm feeling this despair as I'm holding this too. You don't need to despair. You don't need to do that. I wish I could come hug you through the screen. You don't need to be in that energy. You put yourself there. That's the deceit. It's like a lot of what you guys are obsessing over isn't even real. I can recall a time where I would be stalking my divine masculine on social media. Like, what is he doing? Who's he talking to? And one day I was doing this, and I was at my desk at work, back when I used to work a desk job. And I say that because now I have a lot more autonomy, and I'm by myself a lot, which is healthy for me in a spiritual sense. And before, I was just surrounded by a bunch of people. So it was just weird that I would be sitting somewhere in a corner in my office, you know, looking at his social media and being hurt by what I saw. But it's like, you don't even know what you're looking at. You haven't. My whole point is, like, there's no point in being in that energy. You deceive yourself. Like, there's nothing that this other person is doing that should dictate your emotional and spiritual health and stability. You hurt yourself doing that. I would be sitting there, and then I'll tell you this funny story, and I'll move on to the next card. I'm sitting there Insta stalking, as I call it, on Instagram, and I'm looking at a picture of a person that he had liked their picture like a few weeks prior. And I'm so glad I can laugh about this now, because back then it was just I put myself through a lot of unnecessary stuff. So I'm looking through the girl's pictures, and she posted something of someone in a car that she was riding with, and I'm looking at it like, wow, like, look, okay, that's his sweater, that's his scarf hanging on the back of his shoulder, like they're going somewhere. And I just start like tears start welling up in my eyes like, wow, really? I'm literally at work crying over a picture on Instagram. And do you know, like the next day when I went to go back stalking, the whole picture had been like zoomed out and I could see the whole picture. For some reason, she decided to do that. First of all, it was a total different person in the picture. It was not my divine masculine. And what I thought was a scarf over his shoulder was the dreadlocks of the person. The dreadlocks of the person, their hair, like the ends of it, looked like the fringe of a scarf was their hair. And it was like I immediately started laughing, and it's like, but that's what I'm talking about. Like, why even put yourself through that? And I'm not saying that, you know, sometimes you will see something and it's really your person and it's hurtful. And my whole thing is like, it doesn't have to be. You don't have to go look. You don't even have to be tuned in to what they're doing with anyone else. And trust me when I say I understand it. You are human. There are hurtful things that this divine other has done and vice versa. But what I'm telling you is it is irrelevant because you got all this. You know what I mean? Like, what's meant to be will be. Doesn't matter what they're doing. What's yours is yours. And even with that said, nobody belongs to you. You understand? Like, no one owes you their devotion or commitment. That's always a choice. And isn't it so beautiful that when you take your hands off from holding this so tight, that they choose on their own by divine inspiration, meaning literally let go and let God? It's better because you know God did that. It had nothing to do with you convincing them of anything. But you guys got to get out of this energy, please. You're doing nothing but hurting and fooling yourself. And I promise you, it's hard to break a habit. The thought is that I think even scientifically proven that it takes 21 days to form a habit and 21 days to rid yourself of a habit. I really, I'm hearing that you have to begin to do the work. It may literally take you 21 days to change your habit around this connection. That means aggressively and purposely doing things to change the dynamic within yourself. Develop a healthy spiritual relationship with the Creator. Whatever your belief, whatever it is, like tune back into that. Do I even need to go to this? I will. Let's just see what card 25 does say in the book. But you know, even without doing that, I'm telling you, that's your energy, and you're doing it to yourself. Card number 25, deceit, hidden tactics, manipulation. This card comes as a warning that there may be some deception going on in your life. The person hiding behind the curtain is likely someone you know or deal with, or either personally or professionally. The duplicity could be regarding a personal issue, like someone spreading rumors, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to skip down because this is not even about the other person at all. Business, be aware of what's going on in your life. Yeah. So the last paragraph is what I'm getting at. A deeper layer of meaning may be that the deception is actually coming from within. Yep. Is there something that you're lying to yourself about? In this case, the bag of valuables may be holding things like self-esteem, happiness, even leisure time. Whether it's about your life or yourself, remember that the universe has a hard time sending you honoring experiences if your energy is shrouded in self-deceit. Let me read that again for the people in the back. Whether it's about your life or yourself, remember that the universe has a hard time sending you honoring experiences if your energy is shrouded in self-defeat. What did I say? I said he's holding on so tight to that box that the coins are falling out of it. You're losing with this energy. Let go. The saying goes, I think it's Rumi who said like when you're holding the bird of paradise, just observe it. Let it land on your hand. and it'll come back to you. It'll always come to where it's fed. You don't need to hold on so tight to this person. When you do that, it repels them anyway, and they can feel it. And I've actually been told that before back in the day by my divine masculine. Hold on to me loosely. Like, don't grab so tight onto me energetically. And I used to be so offended by that and hurt. Like, what do you mean? Like, you're mine. Like, no one is yours. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. The angel of balance, 48. Look at this. This is just tying it in. And isn't it interesting? You got the seat in the middle, but speaking about balance on the other ends of your row. Literally, this is about you coming into balance within yourself. And also, angel of balance, just calling in that help. Holy Spirit, God, angels, help me to balance this energy. Help me to just get this together. This is beautiful, though, because you're given a chance now as you're listening to this to understand where you've been going wrong. This isn't about who your divine masculine or divine feminine is dating. This isn't about anything in the material world, like other than them building up their money and focusing on coins, which if you look at this thinking man, that's definitely the energy they're in. They're still in that. This came out in another collective reading. I don't even need to go to the book for this. This is absolutely about you balancing your energies, getting that guidance to say, I don't really know how to go about doing this, but I need your help, God, because I don't want to continue. I don't want to lose because of this energy. I want to create something beautiful. The thinking man and your partner's row, as I said, they're definitely thinking about still here. They are still, please go watch the other videos if you can. They're still in this energy of trying to build their wealth. Some of them are totally trying to rebuild their life. They've lost things. They suffered. And they just want to pull it together so that this whole thing can come together. This is a big part of why there's kind of like this delay, and you may be getting messages here and there. There's not like consistent communication, or there's like no communication. It has nothing to do with you per se. It's just, I gotta get my stuff together. I have got to figure this out because I also don't want to be in this energy. I want to be real about my situation, and I want to be able to provide for my partner or vice versa. Like, I just want a healthy experience in this 3D reality. Why is this important to them? Because they're not really disconnected from the divine, but there is a focus going on that just needs to happen, and there's really no interference that's needed from you. Please let them do this. Please. This is very important that you allow them the space to figure this out. Door to personal healing and happiness. It's interesting, I almost said door to open. It's obviously an open door here, but this is saying, look at how this reads. He's thinking about abundance and building, right? Rebuilding, material wealth, or just stability, or what have you. And then there's this door to personal healing and happiness. While they're thinking here, you don't even know they're doing the healing. You don't even know that there's this divine aspect to their energy. This card is beautiful. The door is open to personal healing, meaning they've walked through this, I get. They've chosen their spiritual growth. A lot of them are doing the work. I'm telling you, even on my own journey, it's indicative on a collective level. My divine masculine is not playing around. I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him because he chose to walk through and to really take a look at this holistically, spiritually. Am I well? They're transforming. I'm telling you, your divine counterpart, male or female energy, whatever, they are transforming. They're choosing to walk through. The door could be there all day, but it's up to you to cross over. And they've definitely chosen to walk through to see what's there, to see what it is they can do to raise the vibration of your connection. Don't be deceived by what you see in 3D. Look how that's on top of each other. So interesting, because I feel like a lot of you are, again, laser focused on what's not happening 3D, that you don't see what is happening, and they are growing. They are doing the work. Just allow them that time and space to do that. And then finally, we have the temple path. So self-explanatory. Look at this and look at their energy. Look how the story flows. Spiritual growth, stability, ascension, work being done. They're connecting back to source. I've never pulled this card in a reading before. I know what it symbolizes, even as I'm touching it and feeling it. Yeah, it's obvious what's going on here. It's like, I don't even know how else I could even make. It's like I don't even really need to read too deeply anymore. This is so obvious. You gotta balance your energy, divine feminine, divine masculine, whoever you are in this top row, this top energy. You've got to find a way to bring yourself back to balance. You don't want to get left behind by your divine counterpart, or even worse, you don't want them to be doing all of this and then they come and they find you still in this. Because you never opened your third eye to see that this was going on. Or you never tuned in to a higher source to see this is what's going on. All you're thinking about is, who is he talking to? What is he doing? When is he going to communicate? Why is there silence? He didn't text me. Oh, is he going to communicate? It's been months. It's been this. It's been that. Mind your business. Fix it. I keep coming back to that message because it's like some of you are resisting doing that work. There's a few of you that get it, and you're starting to feel that shift that I spoke about. As of this week, I'm telling you, like as of yesterday, it's like you could feel the wheel turning. You could feel it. But for those that are not tuned in, you're not going to feel a thing. You're not going to notice that. You're not going to see all of this taking place. So I think that is very clear. I'm going to stop there, but I do, before I move into the Oracle deck by Mystic Moon, I want to get to this description, only because I've never ever pulled that card before. But we know it's about them choosing that ascension, that path to spiritual growth. Absolutely, 100%. Excuse me. The Temple Path, spiritual purpose and support. Receiving this card represents your own spiritual evolution. Yep. This is their energy, okay? The winding path you are on leads to a blessed temple and a lovely garden, symbolizing the spiritual destiny your soul has had in mind for this lifetime. This card upright is here to tell you that what you're going through now is all a part of your soul's process. You are on your karmic path and heading in the right direction, and the choices you make now are important for your personal growth and life lessons. The lights around the temple represent the spirit world, your family members and friends, angels and guides. Hold that up so you can see. All the loving spirit helpers who long to assist you, call upon them and be open to their wisdom and inspiration. This is a wonderful, life-expanding time. So keep in mind your personal priorities as well as your spiritual connection. Wow. That speaks to the balance I was talking about, where I said this person you're dealing with is focused on building the material wealth or stability, but they're also building spiritually. This literally ties in that whole energy of this bottom row. Let's see, goes on to say, following your higher intentions will help you move your life forward in dramatic ways, in connecting with spirit and your higher self will have a wonderful influence on all that you experience. This is so beautiful. I'm so proud of this person and this energy. It's like they've chosen it though. Do you know what I mean? So because you guys are gonna be a mirror, you're gonna do it. There's no doubt. You're gonna do the work. It's just you got to make the choice though. They chose. You know, you've been so worried about them choosing you. Meanwhile, they're choosing this, and this is healthy and beautiful. You should be proud that they need the space to do this, because this is a lot of heavy stuff, guys. It's not heavy in a negative sense, but it's heavy in a sense that this is a load to carry, and it's a big responsibility on them, and they feel the weight of it. And then they also feel the weight of you in this. They know that you're waiting. They know that you want communication. They know that, trust me, they are aware of what it is you want, of what it is you desire. They can feel you. You're connected. They're not crazy. They're not dumb. But there's like not really room or time for that aspect of the connection right now, because this has to be dealt with and built. So you're going to mirror that energy. I know you guys are going to do the work. You're going to make the choice to come out of this. I'm even led to turn that over for some reason. I just want you to see that it's going to come into balance. You're going to meet them halfway. But you got to choose now. So with that said, let me pull a few of these to get a message from the higher self of the person that you're here to inquire about. Holy Spirit, what is it that our divine counterparts want to say to us? What's going on with divine counterparts? Usually, guys, I get 4 for some reason out of this deck usually, but we'll see what comes out. Whatever it is, I'll take. Holy Spirit, what is it that our divine counterpart would like to convey, would like to share with us? I'll show you these as they come out. I would like 2 more just to tie it all in as we usually do. Holy Spirit. Oh, whole deck slid out. Start that over. So I've got 2 so far, guys. I'll lay them so you can see it. Holy Spirit, what does our divine counterpart wish to say? What does their higher self want to say? Well, you know what? What do they want to say? Maybe they've integrated that and it's all tied in because they're doing the work. What is it that they want to say that they haven't said? Thank you, Holy Spirit. What is it that they might be coming towards us to say? Thank you, Holy Spirit. So beautiful. So I have 4 here. Here's my marker. Just looking for where you guys can see it. Gonna lay them as they came out. Make sure you guys can see. Yeah, that's good. I should have been more honest with you about how I was feeling at the time. Yeah, they, like I said, they know. It's like, you know, it's twofold. It's like they know that something needs to be said. They know that they do, in a sense, need to come forward and just speak on what's happening. So I get the sense that they are working to do this. This is why it's coming through this way. They know that something needs to be said, and they're working on trying to figure out how to do that. Then it says here, I know you're right, but I need to come to my own conclusions. Wow, literally just said that. Yeah, so again, they know what it is. They know what time it is, but they've got to be able to come to that realization, and then also just be bold enough to say, okay, now is the time to speak. But I'll be honest though, even with this, I'm feeling that yes, this is about divine timing, and then building the confidence to come forward and speak on what's going on with you both. But it's almost like they're guided to kind of hold off on it because you were in that deceit energy. It's like there's a subconscious knowing by the divine counterpart that you still got work to do, so they're not coming forth yet. Because if they were to do that, it's kind of like all this would go to the wayside. You really would kind of not focus on your own path, because now, oh, they're back, all my attention goes to them, when no, it can't be that way. So I feel it's not that they don't want to say something, it's almost like they're divinely inspired to not say much right now, because you need to do this work, so that when they do come forward, you're not so attached and like holding so tight that you're stifling the connection because you're so attached to this person. There has to be a level of detachment within the connection, that you function healthily, that you function in a healthy way apart from this person. Like, you know, that when two healthy, spiritually healthy people come together on their own, like you're healthy, they're healthy spiritually, that is powerful. That is how change is made. That is how the world is changed, by these divine partnerships on a collective level, is when the two people are balanced and whole and healthy in their own energies, and they come together. So I get a sense that this non-communication that you're experiencing, or, you know, inconsistent communication, or just silence, is very much not their choosing to do that. It's divinely orchestrated so that you literally focus on you. That is, I love that. So moving on here, something is still missing for me, and I'm trying to figure out what that is. Yeah, again, they're in the thinking energy. I mean, that, we saw it. It's not something missing like you're not enough. It's just they're trying to put stuff together, period. I don't know how I feel anymore. Yep. This is not a bad thing. This is not like, I don't know how I feel about you. This is, again, thinking energy. The feeling, the romance, like the relationship aspect is like, it took a back seat because you guys have stayed in that self-defeating, self-deceit energy for so long on a collective level. Like, just look at the comment section in a lot of these videos. You'll see what I'm talking about. When you guys are in all that, just I get it though. Like, I'm not being condescending. I totally understand it. It's just that at this point in the game, like, we shouldn't really even be on here bashing the divine masculine or divine counterpart, whichever, you know. Like, it just makes no sense. If you're a mirror and this person is doing things to tick you off, what is it that you think you're doing? Think about it. There's something that is, when it comes to manifesting this connection and birthing this divine partnership, if it's something going on in them that you don't like, guess what's going on your end? There's something to be done. So, you know, this is not about how they're not sure how they feel about you. This is, I can't even focus on all that right now, because they need, divine feminine or divine counterpart, whichever person is watching, your person knows that you need to get together. They're not going to tell you that. If they even know it in like 3D, they're not going to come and tell you, you got a problem, like you need to stop doing X, Y, and Z. They're just going to focus on them and do them. This is what this last one is about. So this has been phenomenal in my opinion. This has been very powerful. It just confirms what I've been feeling around the collective energy. And the thing is, it's like two things going on where there's this shift that's happening and you can feel it. And then also there's the folks that aren't over that hump, that can't feel that shift, that I fear like you guys might get left behind if you don't, like, and I mean, you're gonna get there, but there's like different waves. I do believe that there's different waves of this, where if you haven't done the work, union is not gonna be something that you experience in the immediate future, like, because you're just not ready, you know. But you can get there, you can get ready, you can do the work, you can join this ship, as they say, get on this boat. There'll be another boat, but I don't know about you, I'm getting on this boat. I'm getting on the next boat out into union. I am in communication with my divine partner, and as I said, whenever I see him growing, I know collectively that the divine masculine is doing the work. A lot of them are. So it's encouraging to see. It's beautiful just to know that that is something that the divine is orchestrating. It's not something I had to coerce him to do or convince him to shape up or ship out, that kind of stuff, you know. It's so irrelevant, guys. It really is. So again, just do your thing, do your work, worry about yourself. Make it happen though. Like, be intentional about your growth. Okay, I'll leave you with that. I gotta run, and I know I've probably rambled on way past when I wanted to. Thank you again for tuning in, for listening. I'll try to pump out some more videos maybe tonight for the different zodiac signs, just for fun, just to see what's going on with you guys. All right, thank you for watching.